for you.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Commerce Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does your administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. Is that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
I see in the next.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink, you could find him passing around, particularly dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you Weah vex that you will struck the whack and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, he would have fallen in the place of Moses.
The Liberia National Police commenced the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court, they got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Coleman today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to pride in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
The Liberia National Police commend.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
God Almighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe, who keeps watch over each and every one of us every day. We're grateful to him. We can be more grateful. He is the God that hovers, Kings 88.5, the God of just everything in his almightiness. We are grateful that he kept watch over us, and he has brought us into this day to do what is right for his society, because we give account of how we treat his land called Liberia. Thank you too for everything. We are inspired, as always, by your presence. Charles Zacchaeus, Sam Robin Weah, Willem Darius Sumaworo, spokesperson, Civil Rights Movement of Liberia, Caldwell, Wookie Davids, Royal Always Va, District 3, Harris City, New Georgia, Grace Conan, Terrain Community, Emmanuel Bro, Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA, J. Lawrence Suar, the Breville, Menticulous Mensa, 12th Street, Tobasi, J. Dickerson, Pocan, Chicken Soup Factory, Augustus D. Johnson, Boys Town, Ocean View Community, Philip Tuqua, Dallas, Texas, USA, Kevin Goya, Texas, USA, Patricia Jipla, Newtown, Claudia DePaul, Clady Allison, Delaware, USA, William Carr, Painesville City, Venetia's Bar, Newtown, Claudia DePaul, Musa A. Sharif, Congo Town, Stanley Bozo, Congress City, Hype Dawson, Johnsonville, Klogba Blamo, Red Light, Bassa Town, your residence, Fred Pega, 11th Street Sinker, Mariatu S. Jallo, Sierra Leone, Mansare Abdullahi, JJY Community, Jacqueline Washington, Jacqueline. So, should we put it in the hole? Jelly Piggy can say, Jacqueline, should we bet? Jacqueline say, my beating loading this evening. So, Jacqueline, let's bet now. Let's bet. I will win that game more than 3. More than 3. So, be checking between the number 3, 4, 5, or 6. Yeah. Jackie Jack. I know Jacqueline, you Real Madrid fan. How is it my BT Lodi? Mom Sombai, the Gambia. Saturday Woodward, Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Gamonte McIntosh, Old Road, Gay Town, Jerome Tokpa, Malu Fofana, 20th Street Sinker, Ansu Family, New York City, Herenti Toe, Caldwell, your residence, Orito Jikla, Jukonti Chie, your business center. Yeah, Augustine T. Musa. Yes. Usman Saul, Gilly Street, your business center, Joe Momolo, same place. Yes. Gabriel Lawson, Iron Factory, Broad Street, Rita Christine Hits, Massachusetts, USA. And my dear sister Orita Sunday Way Choir, hope that you are fine and you're doing good. Thanks ever so much. You are a very good woman. Good to have you on. The chairman, we can get started without acknowledging the presence of the chairman. You know, the melting pot chairman, the reference point chairman, the down to earth chairman, the People Center chairman, the chairman that is initiating creatively and innovatively to get We Are Back 2029 within his locale. Romarico Kenneth or Latupan for short. Thank you all for coming on. Let's start with developments unfolding out of Liberia. Then we get to issues unfolding here, this mystery culture called Liberia. The Ghanaian government has announced plans to rename Kotoka International Airport, the country's main aviation hub, to Accra International Airport. Majority Leader Mohamed Ayeriga said a bill will be presented to Parliament to approve the changes. Officials say the move is part of a broader effort to ensure that national institutions and landmarks reflect Ghana's democratic values and national identity. The airport was originally opened in 1958 as Accra International Airport and was later renamed in 1969 in honor of Lieutenant General Emmanuel Kwasi Kotoka, a senior military officer involved in the 1966 coup that overthrew Ghana's first president, Kwame Nkrumah. The United Nations is set to send a mission to Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo to help monitor and enforce a ceasefire repeatedly violated. The announcement followed talks in Doha between representatives of Rwanda-backed M23 rebel group and Congolese government envoys. officials from the United Nations, the United States, the African Union, and the United Nations mission in DRC attended as observers. Qatar's foreign ministry said the two sides agreed on arrangements to establish a monitoring mechanism for permanent ceasefire, with the United Nations mission expected to monitor and verify it in the eastern city of Uvira, though details remain sketchy. The United States says it plans to deport at least 79 Nigerian nationals convicted of crimes as part of its intensified enforcement against non-citizens with criminal records. These individuals are listed on the Department of Homeland Security worst of the worst criminals list of foreign nationals. Local media reports say the Nigerian cases form part of a broader crackdown on criminal non-citizens. In addition to Nigerians, media reports and DHS enforcement data indicate that nationals from other African countries, including Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, Zimbabwe, Rwanda, Cameroon, and Tanzania, have appeared on similar worst of the worst list and face deportation under the same program. And Russia's Foreign Intelligence Agency has accused France of seeking to undermine governments in several African countries, claims that have not been independently verified. In a statement issued on Monday, the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service alleged that the French government is pursuing what it described as political revenge in Africa, following France's declining influence on the continent. SVR claimed that France was linked to a failed coup attempt in Burkina Faso and accused Paris of seeking to destabilize governments in Mali, the Central African Republic, and Madagascar. French authorities have not publicly responded to the allegations, the BBC said. With those developments unfolding out of Liberia, let's get to what unfolding before then. We want to ensure will always remind you of the basket, King Support Basket. You have been of help, great help, and I think we making significant progress. I can, by the few dollars or much dollars, enough dollars that you have given and still continue to give, but it is not mine to say that progress, but rather the boss himself. What I can encourage you to do is not to get weary in doing good. As God said, never get weary in doing good. And then in the fullness of time, you shall reap what you gave. But your dollars you have given and still giving has made and continue to make significant impact. We look up to you. The basket is still open. Please drop whatever you can. Drop whatever you can. $5, $10, $15, whatever, $50, whatever. We appreciate the basket. 0555885 0555885 That's the send wave. 0555885 The local mobile money number 0777 017 885 0777 017 885. Let's get now to what we have, but before then, let me say this which goes for everybody to help everybody. No one is immune from error, vexation, anger, emotion, just all of those things. It's because they are part of us. Naturally, they are part of us, but they are controllable. If you can control your emotion, you nurse anger, you rehearse anger, you converse anger, and you showcase anger, it puts you in a position of avoidance. People just put on this avoidance mental to avoid you. They see you as undesirable character. Hence, you find yourself in a psychological state. It's not a good thing. All of us got emotions. There isn't a person on earth who doesn't have. All of us do have. But we are told to keep our emotion intact, not allowing the emotion to control you, or the anger, the vexation, the madness whatsoever. The man who created all of us, God, he told us to get vexed. But the same God said, have control over your anger, meaning watch the words that will come out. What you put out, well, what will lead you into something. It is not the vexation that you put out will be wrong. It is what you say from the vexation that becomes wrong, and it goes against you. Secondly, everybody, whichever way, it is your right to express yourself on issues nationally, but you want to be careful what you say. When you impute vexation, anger into issue or issues, you look in the eyes of the people. You don't want to do that. You are never you when you cannot control your anger or your emotion. You are you when you can control and people respect you because they see that person of maturity in you. Secondly, this radio station is not for a specific group of people. This radio station is for every Liberian, every foreigner in this country. This radio station is a public service broadcaster. That is why the owner of this radio station does not interfere with anything managerial. The man who is managing the station, AB, does not interfere with anything managerial, does not censor anything, does not come and say, what you're talking about this person, I don't want to hear the person on the radio, or what kind of thing you're carrying in the news there, I don't want to hear again. No. All of the people are left with their professional discernment and judgment. It is unto everybody to call into the radio station. The radio station is not for a specific call-outs. This radio station, Kings 88.5, listen to the name. It does not have a political name. It has the name of humanity. It's unto everybody. It broadcasts to everybody. It incorporates everybody. It accepts everybody. It respects everybody's views. But it is not unto certain people, or that certain people will feel that it is their radio. Even if it is their radio, you don't want to use expressions or use the radio to vent out your anger against people. We have our emotions, our anger, but we don't express it to the government as the way people would do. We sit here, we analyze. And let me make you people to know, insulting or using whatever the remark people can say insult, it doesn't hurt the person. It does not hurt the person at all. If you're being that using what they call the real expression, the real cursing, the real cursing, me say it that way, and you know, if you're in Liberia, you know what I mean, what I'm referring to. It can move people. You know what it does? It only tells people that is your upbringing. The one that can hurt people like nobody business, and you can see them, you can see that the system boiling. That's when they want fight, they want to do all kind of thing. When you can say the reality, because they want you to bring the reality up. When you curse somebody, it will not mean nothing to that person, it will not change anything. But when you just say something and the person know that is true, that person can get uncomfortable. It is based on that observation that the people came up with this expression. They say the truth hurts. The truth, it's just like a razor blade. When you say the reality, you can call somebody from now until March. It will not mean anything to that person. People who can be causing people, they're wasting the time. People stood right in front of me, they caused my mom, caused my pa. I said, but the woman on that side, it can't change anything from her. It doesn't stop her from doing what she's doing. It doesn't stop him from her. No. You're only telling me that's the orientation you have. I am saying this. The third thing that I want you to know, then we'll go to what we have and be finished. We are in a country. We point to the government's wrong. It is not wrong to point to the government's wrong. We are in a country of law. If the government breaches or breaks the law, you people bear me witness, we say it straight in the government face. We don't go insulting them. We don't use any vulgar expression. We just tell them. Because this country is a country of law. The same law covers every media institutions in this country. Every print media that is newspaper, the law it covers. The law does not say, because you call it into a radio station, so you must use certain expression. When you use certain expression, the law can hold us. That's why you see all the talk show hosts, they can get first, they can use some words, but they can't go to certain words. Or they can't allow the caller to use certain. When you say, oh, they call the person or call it, not that they just take interest in cutting off, but they know the law. The law will say, yes, Kings FM, you use your platform to allow this person to do this, do that, say this, and now it impinge on X, Y, Z, pa. When they call Kings FM to answer, you'll be to your house. You don't get time, and now you're calling. What happened yesterday was not right. When you have vexation as a sedition, go to Boaka Hall and pull your vexation there. It's not because this is a radio station and you are a supporter of George Weah, so you use George Weah radio station to cause problem for George Weah. Then how you love George Weah? Yesterday, I think, I don't know whether the Man Benu or who, when that expression came, our news director, Conton, they came in the studio. If you heard me, those of you who are watching the live, if you saw me, I pause and turn on the other side of talking, they came because of the expression that went. It was not right at all. So you stick to the issue. Man Bessie will call, she would stick to the issue, she would not cause, she would not do anything. Ma'am, CC, all of those people there. I can't remember the name of the lady who did it, but it was not right. I think Elder Council felt uncomfortable. That's why when she called, she decided to ask me to leave it. I took it to mean nothing because I decided to give the person chance with the understanding that the person will call back and say, I'm sorry for what I said. But there was no remorse whatsoever. It's not right. You can't be supporting somebody. You're supporting George Weah, then you're using George Weah medium to cause trouble for George Weah. So when you're calling, I beg you stick to the issue. When people listening to the radio, that they won't hear reality. When you're talking, you say, that woman there, that woman, that truth in that woman talking, or that woman making sense of. People don't praise you when you're venting out anger. They don't praise you for it. No one praises you for venting anger. People avoid you for venting anger. People praise you when you're saying something that made sense in their ears. That when you hear them say, what? That woman making sense. So that woman ain't go to school, but that woman get wisdom. It may the person is admitting that woman may impact on them. Positive impact. So they are excited. Why you think the people like listening to women on radio? Especially these women who ain't go to school, they don't want to call, but no disrespect to them. But they have good ability to reason. They don't kind of insulting. You get there. They're not vexation, they're not insulting, will change anything. No, it does not change. It only create the build up the hurt in you. So you don't do that. It was not right. Yeah, my guys came in and say, "Oh, Sam, what happened?" Yeah, So I just told her, I say, it already happy go. Yeah, and thanks to Elder Council for realizing it. She wasn't the one, but she knows in her little understanding was wrong to use that expression. Now the expression was used, the person left. So why if the people say Kings FM, this one was said on Kings FM, they invite Kings FM to go and explain. You will not be there. You're not going to stay and say, I did it. That the station will be left now to go through that. So you'll stop. You're not good. Just talk the issue. It can hear bad way. You can hear all talking about Boakai. They can talk about George Weah. They say all kinds of things about George Weah. Anything they say. We too, we say our own about Boakai. We're not against Boakai. We ain't get grudge for Boakai. But we go to the issue when Boakai do wrong. And we know in our reasoning is wrong. We put it in Boakai's face. We ain't got to say anything, all kind of thing there to Boakai and official. We ain't got to cause that. No, it will not mean anything. But when we're talking the truth, that I can hear them. And you can see when they read it, when every finish talking, what they can do, they can go and cut the clip, that identical area there. Then they start reacting to it. When you see that, they are telling you that, oh, they think what the man said, it may impact. It really touched us. So we're reacting. That's what they call intellectualism. Stick to the issue. I just thought to, so we can, because part of what we do too is to advise. Just how sometimes when you get problem, you go to the lawyer. Now everything the lawyer will tell you is go to court or we're going to court. The lawyer can advise you so that you know exactly what to do, that it will not happen again. Simple. All right. So let's go now to what we have. This is a national emergency. It is a national emergency. Unfortunately, the government isn't treating it as a national emergency. The government today, through the deputy Minister, Deputy Information Minister for Public Affairs, Daniel Sando, said the government has nothing absolutely to do with what is unfolding in Jala Town, 4th and 5th Street. The same thing, the same expression, the same thing his boss, Joseph Yeman Boakai, said against CDC headquarters.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Commertown, which was carried out through a court order. How does the administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
What you heard President Joseph Yeman Boakai say was the same that Daniel Sano said today. The government hand is not inside. Boakai said CDC headquarters, it was not the government. It was not the making of the government. But why, as much, or let's just accept Daniel Sano's position for discussion's sake. As a government, no one will accuse you that you went in there because it shows nothing, no sign of the government whatsoever. Everything is on private, it's on several years, children, relative, scramble or battle for legitimacy over a land. So we take it that way. But as a government, you want to look at how the people who claim to have the property went to court, won the case, displaced your people, dehumanized them, placed them in dungeon, used them as people of no essence and value, as peasants, downtrodden. Every government is responsible for its people. Unfortunately, you will hear in the people say the government is responsible for the well-being of people, government responsible for the government responsible for that. Yet, when an incident unfolds like this one, the government will come up and say it is not the government. No one has accused the government of being a part. It is not the government who went in. It is not the government and the people of 4th and 5th Street in court, and the government won the case. Private. But given how the people being treated, government looking at that will not take into consideration. You're talking about thousands of people. Right, it is your land. The court grants you that. But you want to use your discretion, Mr. Land Owner, by giving these people at most 3 to 4 months. By then, if not all, majority will have secure a place. May not be comfortable, but at least they will have used that time to vacate. Why the government will make such intervention? Because they are citizens. All of those people, or those people were legitimate voters 2023. some, if not all, voted for this government. But let's take the politics out of it. They are humans. The government who should have considered or see the situation presently as a national emergency. The former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Councillor J. Fonati Kofa, formed part of the many condemnations. Hear what he said. And then we go to Senator McGill. J. Fonati Kofa said, it is mean-spirited to demolish people's homes without a relocation plan, whether or not they are squatters. Christ said, whatever you do to the least of these. Senator Nathaniel McGill, who is the chairman, CDC Legislative Caucus, will condemn the act too. This is what the senator said. The ongoing failure to properly address land disputes in this country is deeply troubling. The demolition of the homes of hundreds of citizens, families who have lived on those lands for decades, is wrong and indefensible. The government must act now to address these disputes, or we risk pushing our nation towards serious civil unrest driven by unresolved land issues. We stand in full solidarity with all those affected. Last night, AB had on his show two of the affected persons, and they would share their experience historically leading to what unfolded the demolition. Let's have a listen.
I think they will come to us and say, we're in case with this, John Brown, and we lost. So definitely you buy from all, but not at all, AB. I'm a silent grandmaster. I was in compound 3 on Saturday, 5 o'clock. The house I tell you about, I got four apartments, self-contained, that I built on that land. Someone just paid money to me 6 days to the process. They paid the money on Sunday. Can you imagine on Saturday, I was saying the woman brought police officer on me?
Huh?
She brought police.
Why?
She said she get paid her money. So I'm going to refer her money.
Conditions.
She brought police. But I mean, the police was so sensible and said, oh no, you can't, have this man losing his property and will come in, so let's table it and see how. No notice was served. I was in compound when I received the call 4 o'clock, 4:30. People tell me that they have police officer. People I saw the listing. They carry 55 armed men, 35 sheriff,
55 armed men.
55 well-armed men is what the police released. 55. I saw a listing.
Where you got a list from?
The president I will give me a list. But somebody that I know,
okay,
a sheriff who shared the list with me.
Oh, the list of persons who was going to carry on the SSR. So 55 police officers well-armed,
55
long shotguns, everything new, loaded with bullets in it, ready to kill at any given point in time. 55 of those were there.
As we speak to you tonight, before reaching to you, just for releasing support from just for talking, they arrested some of our children this evening. They just released them before coming here. They traced a roadblock this afternoon. They were arrested, but thank God they just released them before we get here.
Let's understand the issue about notice, which is very key. Because they are there about children on doing what parents did. No, I don't want to buy into that. There's this name that they said bought the property. And because Payne is gone, we have Vic is gone. No one else to stand for this property. Who's going to take possession? You said, I want done, and we don't see any done, but we'll keep hearing about one Eric Nangwe.
Eric Nangwe.
Yes. And how did you people get to know that name?
Well, people, the officers they sent on the scene,
Okay.
they even Nangwe just did a demolition on the same first street. He got a fence there.
Okay.
It's not the first time. This is the third time. This is the third time of even Nangwe paying.
Yeah, but his name is nowhere on any of these.
That man almost like a businessman. He straight D. If I have a property that have more than 25 acres of land, and people are sitting on it, I go to even Nangwe and say, I want you move from the place. You take XYZ and do XYZ. It's what he does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he wants the property.
No, he cleaned it himself.
No, excuse me. He bought it from them.
He bought from them. He supported the entire process.
The code process.
Going, carrying the 4 yellow machine, 4 machine. Were in that place on Saturday. Nobody couldn't move. He sponsored everything. Eric Nangwe is the one who sponsored everything.
I understand the district representative Prince To must have visited there. What did he do? At the time the incident was occurring, did he visit there?
Yes.
Okay, what did he do?
On Saturday, he went there.
On Saturday, he went there.
He went there.
Saturday, when the incident was ongoing.
On Saturday, when the incident was taking place, he went there.
He went there. Yeah. And what did he do?
According to him, the law is the law.
That was his statement.
And this case is above his jurisdiction.
So even when you people show him deeds and things, he never took that.
The only word he answered to us was the law is the law. I'm surprised that he put the money up to give it to 500. He talking about 1 million LD. Somebody lost more than 15, 20,000. One person is losing up to 30,000 house. Then he talking about giving 1 to 3 million LD. It's mortgage. Wow. It's just being joke all of us. Go see how many person in the queue.
In the queue getting what?
He sent people in the community to have a listing, put name down, see how you can receive the 3.5 million.
To do what? To do what? The 3.5. Why is he intended for? What is he saying he's intended for?
He helping
to resettle you guys.
To resettle them. The tenant is for.
Oh, the tenants.
Yeah.
Not you people.
Not only the tenants. He said victims.
Okay, for victims.
I mean, yeah. Okay. I got my house. I'm a victim. Okay. Not only the tenant.
No, I just thought you were taking the tenants' bread in from off you people because there were people that you people owe because of this incidents. You were the landlord.
No, it's across the board.
Across the board.
Yeah.
So now we are hearing that despite all these things, had there been any other senior ranking government official who must have visited with the exception of Prince To of the district?
Yes, today the speaker visited us.
The speaker?
The speaker.
Yeah.
Okay, what did he say?
He told us that tomorrow there will be in session.
Okay.
So we should go to the house with our petition and petition them.
Oh, he said I should go petition there?
Yes.
And what should be in that petition?
No, we don't want us. We will read our petition tomorrow by 9 o'clock and summon at the Capitol building and present it to them. That was all. He said to us the afternoon.
No, but he's supposed to have told you what they are able to do, and you people should reduce that to petition. No. Did he tell you people what they are able to do and ask and request that you people reduce that to a petition?
No. He just asked us to go tomorrow by 9 and present a petition.
Are you people planning to go there?
Yes.
Well, yeah, we started drafting something.
What is that something? What you think they are able to do? You can be asking somebody for something that they can do. So what is that thing you're thinking about that you think they will be able to do?
We left the team working. So we can't.
You want money back?
No,
the damage is already done.
No, we want money, that property, that inheritance. So it's not for me. If my unborn generation to come, my grandparent pass it on to my parent, my parent pass it on to me, I should be intending to pass it on to my children to come.
So how do you intend to get that back?
So we we planning to tell the speaker, the host, that the first thing they must put her to all the activities that come to take place over there first, and then they start to bring the poor to justice for us to be able to pay our houses back.
Who will bring who to justice?
The government, any government, the code that the
So the
government,
government can say how. I mean,
the code that the government,
they can come in and
code that-
build our houses
the
back.
code that the government.
You guys did. You not just squat up. You can, if you open your alley, come and say, yeah, because you want an alley, we open our alley. But there's a land that our parents bought for more than 40, 50, 60 years. I'm telling you, AB, I'm 51 years old. Come over to maybe 52. My parents bought that place or sing. I invested my money, change it to concrete. At 51, you get it down. Where do I go? We don't need money.
So don't you people know individually you can, if your claims are just what it is, don't you people know individually you can take up issues with the parties that led to the demolition of your properties? And with the accession of government, you don't want to rely on government. If government fails, you don't know that individually you can do that.
Yes, because we look into that direction as well. We have called in a counselor, a lawyer to help us take her up to the Supreme Court because we can't go there. So today we pray to the court for better information.
Okay.
And he did receive the case file. And then unfortunately for us, disgracefully for them, we understand that the court getting possession to possess, they had 6 lots.
6 lots, okay.
And then 3 lots were sold. So they only had 3 lots. Balance 3. The 3 lots they were supposed to possess, but they possessed over I don't know how many acres. And demolished property. Can you imagine that? So we're taking those parties to the court.
So who you are taking to court? Who you know you are taking to court?
Yes,
I'm
what?
still asking because I'm not still seeing a face. Vic is gone. Attorney File is gone. Who are you going to find? You want to say Ire, but Ire, how do you know whether Ire attached to this?
That's the
So who are you going to? Who are you getting to? Who are you taking to task? Who's going to pay for these damages?
We'll look for the Ire main question and we'll bring it to court. Because
All right. So 2 of the hundreds of affected or victimized, whichever way you can call it, speaking on Face the Issues last evening with A.B. William. Now, that is exactly what I want you people to hear, because today, what they said, the question AB asked them about which one of the senior government officials went there, and they said the speaker. Today, they moved to petition. Now, if you listen to that conversation, that part with the speaker, when AB asked that question, there was a laughter right there. It was not intended as my reasoning will move as a mockery, but here is it. And AB couldn't have put it any better. The speaker goes on the same. It's not political, humanity. The speaker should have taken siege of that matter, giving the emergency nature, just as he took siege of other events around. He went to JFK, and the people explained, and he said he would do this, he would do that. Yeah, he would get 20 million, 15 million. You want to take or use your influence as the speaker that, look, Colleagues, this is what unfolded. Why it is true that it's private, but our people are displaced. They are homeless. Children, education have stopped abruptly. People, job have been stopped also abruptly. Hence, this is an emergency, national emergency. We take siege of the matter. We will now have an intervention, not to squash anything from the court, because the court ruling is final, except it goes to the Supreme Court. When it goes to the Supreme Court, it stays final when the Supreme Court rules. But you want to look at it within your role from a humanitarian standpoint. You take siege of the matter. Call all of those people, sit down and have a meeting where the House can make an intervention. That means how they can be of help, because the ruling has already gone. You can reverse that ruling. Even if the ruling, let's assume they went to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court reverses that ruling would not build back the houses. It would not undo any one of those damages. No, the damage has already been caused. Where it is now, how do we make intervention? How do we save these people? How do we give these people life back again? Everything about them has been shattered. What do we do as leaders? Today, just as the speaker told them, they went and presented a petition. Why will you go to present a petition? Why? Petition for what? You have an emergency. The speaker should not. And if I were close to them, I would have told them, look, it does not make any sense, because it's going to be debated. And when majority say, oh, look, it does not concern us, the court rule, that's private matter, what can you do? You will not force your colleagues into agreeing with you to do the extra. Certainly not. I had thought that the government was going to see it this way. So let's assume that we are on the brink of elections. You think what they're doing, they were going to do it? No, they're going to take siege of that matter. They're going to say, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do that, we'll do this. But because we are 4 years away from elections, they have no time. The government said no. They are not part of it. It is not for the government to be part of it or to be a party to it. Given how it happened, they were caught unaware. Even if they were given time, let's assume, because what we heard, some people say 1 week. Some people say 2 weeks. Now, normally, you don't. If a person is looking for a place, a person does not get a place in 1 week time. A person does not get a place in 2 weeks time. That's why you need to give the person between 2 to 3, at most 4 months. There should be no rush. When the court rules in your favor, then you go, XYZ people, this is the situation and this is our plan. And you cannot have a representative. But again, listen, that's the political side. I accept the political side. You cannot have a representative who will not make intervention. That is one of the responsibilities of any representative, to insert himself or herself in that situation. But given what has been coming out and what I listened to last night from those two guys on the show and Just Play, the representative, he been part of the discussion from day one. He been part of it. And he knew everything that was going to happen. And he approved. A representative should always be care or show care. The first thing first is the care, the kind of treatment, how you move in to help your people. They were the people who voted you. If you will show that don't care attitude in this situation. But again, these same people, couple of years from now, these same people will be holding Prince Toe placard, carrying it all around, vote for him, the representative. This, that just, I can see exactly why the people will say the problem is not with the politicians. Couple of years from now, going into 2029, you'll find some of these people running campaign for the man who abandoned them, who sold them. That is complete. He sold those people. He did not do a good representation. Then you have the speaker going there, telling the people to present a petition. How can they present a petition in such a situation? This is an emergency. Put the court ruling aside. But it is an emergency. What they're to present? You take siege of the matter and how you can make intervention. Why did you go there? Just to show off that you are speaker? You go there. Truly, I really trust my guy that the problem is not the politicians, the people themselves. Sorry, we empathize and sympathize with you people. That's why we continue to highlight it, to draw the international community's attention and other people here. But couple of months, years from now, you people will be the same ones holding placard, crusading here and there in that district for Prince Toe again. I can see why my guy said the problem is not the politicians, not with the politicians, but the people.
The people's curse in Africa. The problem isn't the leader, it's the people. That's the truth Africa has avoided for too long. We love to the people's curse in Africa. The problem isn't the leader, it's the people. That's the truth Africa has avoided for too long. We love to shout change every election, yet our hearts remain the same. We expect new results from the same broken mindset. We remove one man and replace him with another molded from the same soil of greed, ignorance, and impatience. From Nigeria to Kenya, from Zambia to South Africa, from Ghana to Congo, the story repeats like an old drumbeat that never changes its rhythm. Africa doesn't suffer from a lack of leaders. It suffers from a lack of citizens who think. We treat politics like a football match. We wear party colors like jerseys and scream for our team to win, not for our nation to rise. We celebrate thieves because they come from our tribe. We defend failures because they share our tongue. And when the country falls apart, we act shocked, as if we didn't vote for the very hand that now chokes us. We say we want change, but we want it fast, instant like coffee. We want overnight success without discipline, without sacrifice, without time. But no real change grows overnight. It takes seasons of sweat, pain, and patience. Even the best leader cannot build in a land where citizens destroy faster than they repair. You cannot plant mangoes and expect oranges. And yet, that's the curse of our continent. We build illusions and call them dreams. We fall for promises that sound sweet, ignoring the bitter medicine of truth. Politicians know this. That's why they lie. Lies sell faster than truth because truth demands work. Truth offends the lazy, it exposes the comfortable. Democracy, as we practice it, has become a theater of deception, a system designed to enslave the very minds it promised to free. The ballot has become our new chain. Every few years we line up to vote, not for vision, but for faces. Not for progress, but for revenge. We think replacing a man will replace our condition. But the real prison is not State House. It's the mind of the African voter. Look around. Every African country repeats the same cycle. Corruption, outrage, elections, hope, disappointment, then silence. We blame presidents for potholes but refuse to pick up trash outside our homes. We curse the government for unemployment but celebrate shortcuts and fraud. We expect heaven from leaders while living like devils in our own small spaces. And yet the truth remains. No leader can save a people unwilling to save themselves. Real change begins when citizens grow up. When they read, think, question, and work. Not just when they complain. When they build communities before building slogans. When they understand that government is not a savior, but a reflection of the people. Africa doesn't need more elections. It needs continuity, accountability, and citizens who act like owners, not spectators. The greatest revolution is not in the streets, it's in the mind. The day Africans stop waiting for rescue, that will be the day we rise. Until then, we remain trapped not by bad leaders, but by our own illusions. The enemy is not at the top. The enemy lives within us. And until the African changes his mind, no constitution, no election, no foreign aid will ever set him free.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You couldn't have put it any better. Very insightful piece of advice to all Liberian voters. Let's move on to the, how do I describe it? Rhetoric. The Minister Rhetoric, Unity Party Finance Minister Augustin Kpong-Gafwan Rhetoric. Well, he was on their platform called Class Reloaded. One of the things he said was they have reversed the harmonization. They have reversed. Hear what he said. I should quote him word for word. We have reversed harmonization at LACC. This year, in this budget, we have reversed harmonization at the GAC, General Auditing Commission. For the Supreme Court bench and judges, we have also reversed harmonization. Workers of DEA will receive pay increases this year. In this budget, we are moving gingerly. We have moved from a 12-hour economy to an over 18-hour economy. NEJ is one of the sectors that is going to take all the Millennium Challenge Corporation money. Before we get to the reaction of former Finance Minister Samuel Tway, let's discuss this one briefly about the economy. Politicians are rhetorical. Augustin Kpong-Gafwan is a politician. He's not really that, because if you watch him how he talks, he's more rhetorical than he is scientific. He tries, whenever he's talking, to mesmerize his audience, to give them the impression that things are better and they have all of the solutions. But when you listen to him carefully, you hear him talk about, we're not there yet, we're not there yet. You're not there yet. Yet you say that things are better. Come to think about it. Open your mind. He said we have moved from a 12-hour economy to an over 18-hour economy. Did you get that? This one does not require any economic stuff. He wasn't speaking in any economic term. Yeah, what the man is simply meant. He said the economy of the country was running 12 hours. Now, with the kind of changes they have made, the improvements they made in the economy, it's running 18 hours. Now, People, man, when these guys sit down, they think that they are talking to dumb heads, people who are empty. Nothing drives economy. Nothing sustains the economy. Nothing gives the economy that lifeblood of whatever the time than energy. An economy does not run normally in the absence of energy. You have an economy that is not supported by the energy sector. Look all around you right now. There are a number of places, no current. In the night, almost everywhere is off. So how the economy is thriving? Because the economy works in the night, it works in the day. In other countries, 24/7. 24/7. Why it runs 24/7? Because there is 24/7 electricity. The government generates money in the day, generates money in the night. The government is generating money throughout because there is energy flow 24/7. People go to work at night. People go to work early in the morning. People go to work. People have work flow adjust anytime or as per their schedule working. The government is generating money 24/7. The energy sector is bad off. That's why he said that the money coming from MCC, all that dollars will go to the energy sector. So you cannot say now there is an improvement, that the economy has moved from 12 hour, meaning it's been running 12 hour, you check it, 12 hour, that is from 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. to what, the evening hours. It shuts down, nothing happens in the evening, and then it resumes in the morning. So with that now, with the improvement, it's gone beyond. That is not true. Blatant lie by the finance minister. Blatant lie. The one he wasn't being rhetorical. He was just putting out a blatant lie. You know how many businesses are down. You know how many businesses are not running significantly. Just operate from, do your observation or your sampling from the lower part of the economy called the informal sector. Go to some of the businesses, you ask them, the boy tell you, we ain't doing anything, no current. I've not sold anything since I came, no current. In fact, my goods just there. Nothing. Those who can afford generators, like the Indians, the Lebanese, yes, they are. But they cannot. Another factor that goes with an improved economy is security. Security. What kind of Lebanese man will open his cold store in the night? What kind of Indian man will open his store in the night? What do you see happening? In the evening, everybody shut down. So there is no improvement. The minister he thought that he was sounding something like a normal speech, but the reality does not support him. Then let's get to Twer's response. Former Finance Minister Samuel Twer. Again, Yawad prompted Twer to have responded. The Unity Party Finance Minister said, we have reversed harmonization at LACC. LACC is Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. This year, in this budget, we have reversed harmonization at the GAC, General Auditing Commission. For the Supreme Court bench and judges, we have also reversed harmonization. Workers of the DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency, will receive pay increases this year. In this budget, we are moving gingerly. What he simply meant was the harmonization that CDC put in place, they have taken it off. So that's the impression he gave last night, and his people ran with it like everything is okay now. Twe came to debunk that. Here is Twe's position on that. Here is Samuel Twe's position. This is Twe's reaction to that. He said, Minister Gaffouin, firstly, he's referring to him, his reaction to Gaffouin. Minister Gaffouin, firstly, LACC and GAC were never harmonized. These institutions already had one pay system. The harmonization reform only applied a standard pay grade to their pay system. This means they were now following a rule-based system to hire and pay people, not the arbitrary discretion of paying outside a generally enforced, equity-enhanced, rule-based pay grade. And since they were integrated institutions, the LACC and GAC were never subjected to the control exercised upon the more than 100 GOL entities that are part of central government. Your staff and consultants may have to do better work in having you speak about reversing harmonization. Secondly, as we have said time and again, reversing harmonization is not increasing salary. In its first year, harmonization increased the salary of 15,000 workers, and over the next 3 years, about 45,000 GOL workers got pay increase, including UL instructors whose pay went up by more than 60%. Reversing harmonization means bringing back the basic salary and general allowance systems that harmonization ended. Today, we will simplify for you and your staff what reversal means by giving the public an application of the system harmonization. We compare the before harmonization and after harmonization salary of a typical worker. And then he used a saying, a pseudonym. Pseudonym means not the real person, you're just using that name. Harmonization salary of a typical worker, call him John Peter, and his before and after personal income tax. And then he lay out everything. And yeah, is how he ended. He said, John's yearly tax before harmonization was US $199.90. His yearly tax after harmonization, $325. This means combining the two salary into one and abolishing the dual pay system make John pay US $126 more yearly. Every month, John will see 11 move from his salary. This deduction is not a pay cut. It is due to the fact that taxing John separately made him to pay lower taxes. All government workers throughout the world are paying PIT on a single income. Before harmonization, thousands of workers were paying taxes separately. This was the reform harmonization targeted. Abolishing this dual system and having the one pay system the rescue government is currently using. John's losing 11 months is due to what we call harmonization combined tax effect. To reverse harmonization is the conclusion. To reverse harmonization, the government of Liberia will have to reverse this harmonization combined tax effect by going back to the basic salary and general allowance system. Harmonization ended. Without going back to the harmonization combined tax effect will remain permanent until Jesus Christ returns. And this analysis does not even consider the Social Security contribution, but we spare the public this detail. This is one reason why we say you cannot reverse harmonization. And of course, you know you cannot stop the judiciary from paying taxes on any portion of their salary, something harmonization also ended. So tell the public what you and others in the government already know. You politicize harmonization to get to power. You cannot reverse it. The National Remuneration and Standardization Act, on which harmonization was predicated, mandates the government to provide regular increases to government workers while maintaining pay cut. Increasing salary, you are following and reinforcing the mandate of harmonization, not reversing it. That's how TWE ended. Again, just to give the people the impression. So others who really don't know the technical details of this harmonization, they see it from a political standpoint, from a partisan standpoint, that the government has reversed harmonization. Reversal is never in part. Reversal is always holistic. It's always comprehensive. It's not in part. What the minister presented was a political explanation to give the impression to his supporters and other people who are not technical or do not have the technical know-how of the entire harmonization scheme that they have reversed it. And that's how his people been running with it, and they are still running with it. Yet they still face several difficulties. It hasn't been. But that's it. All right. It's 4:30 already, so that we can turn to you. Let's inject this. I think Alexander Cummings needs to stop saying certain things. Our culture is not a labor culture like others, that certain things are part of their system. They see it as normal. Our culture is conservative. There are certain traits. People just avoid you. There are certain things people hear of you in our culture. It may not be your character. It may not be you. But they just develop that offensive feelings against you. It worked against him. He fought hard to deal with it. Fast forward, he comes on the air again and talk about this gay thing, that he's not a gay. Every time he talks about it, it gives the people, or they're just going to run with it, they're going to use it as a political weapon against him. There are certain things you just don't talk about, even if people are talking about it. That's simple political maturity. If people are talking about it, you don't talk about it, because the more you talk about it, the more you're widening. You opening a Pandora box. You elevating it. But when they are saying it about you and you're not responding, it dies down. It dies down. Nobody have time for that. But still telling people that you are not a gay and no one has seen you in any gay thing. But just give people that understanding, oh yeah, what we'll be having in our minds that this man is a gay, that's true. You see, he's still talking about it. If he isn't, why is he still talking about it? Why he's talking about it everywhere he goes? It's because that's his nature. He's battling it. In politics, there are certain things you leave of the people. When they get tired talking about it, they're going to leave it. But if you jump in it, you elevating it. They are not elevating it. You are elevating it. Giving your nature, giving what you're aspiring for. They start discussing it because you are a high-profile personality. I think he needs to drop that. Stop talking about it. Okay, let's go now. Let's go. Oh, today is the birthday of my dear sister, Emilia Lulu Keto of Caldwell, Samokatine. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy yourself, Lulu. Yes, I know the celebration is about to get on if it hasn't started, but that's great. We bless God that he can give you another day to commemorate your great blessing. Celebrate your birthday, Emilia Lulu Keto of Caldwell, Samokatine town. All right. Let's go now. You're leader. Emmanuel Brose, in times like these, when thousands of their Liberian compatriots are being made homeless and left to wander around the streets of the country, absolutely, I am left with no option but to wonder if the Liberian government officials have any empathy at all. Yes, good one, Emmanuel, bro. Tobasi say, rescue government is a lie. No lie can live forever. My message to Joe Boakai and Unity Party government: the lies you told that brought you to power will not live forever. Remember, you are reaping what you sow. Good one, Tobasi. How long? In fire again. All right. So let's get to the line. 077223 9933 0886 304497 0777 980375. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Edmoka, the Israeli impaired that is pushing for the return of President Weah. You know, so last night before AP could open the line, he tried to conscientize the caller, and the reason for that, it was just clearly telling us that we shouldn't go the other way around. Possibly some of our statements could appear like we were putting the people against the government, because this is the thing that he was kind of reading because of the insensitivity of the government. Okay, but we try to advise him that, because if will tell you, say the speaker will tell you, say bring petition. Where is your lawmaker? Your lawmaker is working with the very speaker in the House of Representatives. So if you think that they want to look into your issue, he gonna come on the ground with your representative and say, when will your people and come to us to see how best we can resolve the issue. And we advise them that, well, you can go, but we were not too sure that anything tangible could account for that. And so the question that AB asked, if they were ready on top of their game, they could have considered some of their decision on last night. Because you know he asked some sensitive question, putting them on the right track. Here are more some notice we told them, now what is important for you now, get a lawyer and see how best you can file in some document at the court so that you can begin from there. But going to Mr. Speaker, colleagues, yeah, but here was just always say, but we pray that things will work out for them. And they got one, man. Got one. Gafua, we are acting in this place under your government that the guys at that institution, they are making $16,000 US. We are acting that their gas play alone for their generator is $3,000 plus US. So if you say you reverse an organization for that institution, so what for what now? For $15,000 US, for $20,000 US, or to $25,000 US? Because for what we know, people that were making $25,000 US per month, $30,000 US per month, $50,000 per month, those amounts were cut down so as to accommodate all of us. So if you say you reverse it, from what to what now? Like you got 4, you're going to be making for 8,000 if you're a judge, we have time. So you carry your salary back to 15,000 or 25,000 that what you're telling us? Brother, if you don't have anything to say out, why are you doing things to your own United Party people? Because they don't have the innocence of any United Party party except the one that are so blindly party.
That's true.
Brother, it remains the fact remains that you cannot reverse an organization because the international community, they are pumping their money in. They appreciate that decision. They advance for that decision to go on.
All right,
it cannot be reversed. But if you reverse it, good. But for now, it's a charade. Thank you, sir.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Let's hear you.
The United Party who are calling. When you go outside, smart town, they put the market in the black part of my party after you say what you want. Then you say you're doing other things good. And when we have seen an outlet, last reason. The whole of it is actually there. Your party market, to the boy in the seat, who did tell me who? I got to go to school. I got to eat. You are saying that eat. So when I just play by the side the same meeting, they tie the coat. They can't say what I see war. Then you still have one that can put. They got to see what without your thing. I hope it's gone. I want to stop another way. Yes, what you're going to go? You're not going to go to meeting. They lie. That's what I'm saying. You might be at the pool. You let it happen. You see there, I see for you. Me, I go out back. Well, but I do for you. It will not affect me. God will make way for me. But you say in the rain, say in the song. No matter what you see. But you're not going to tell people. Or you're going to be a travel. You put fire inside the number of $7,000. You go over there. And that is whatever the one and the 2 hours I will add on my people. You are here. What are your trauma? What are your trauma, women? Parents, man. Thank you, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
This is Wilson Sabato calling from Jegota Ria. This way too. Sir, thank you so much. You are saying, oh. You know, anywhere they put it, so you know they're wrong. This one we carry, we pray to God that nothing will not happen in La prayer. Let's go to 2029 and see who and who. Thank you so much that always the thing they do, it was in for. Anywhere they bear it, so the reality will come up. Look at it that the people that accepted that. Let representative go and say, I'll see about it. That's what they call it. The figure go and say, you're bringing precision. For one thing, on the who heard like that, you can say better thing. That will live. So say, I don't take you so much. How you doing? Let God always continue to bless you.
All right. Thank you so much, Roisin Sabato. Yeah, but that's it. That's Liberia right there. Money. Well, and you heard that expression, money is the root of all evil. So when money is playing, that identical situation in Cinco de 4th and 5th Street, forget it. Money, really good money. Yeah, very good money. Money plays, money works, money speaks. Yes. Hello.
Good evening, Sir Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your two talking points. I'm A. Sacramento Dennis, the chairman for the Voice of Grand Leader Organizations, and I call from Kingsville. Now, you see, the first thing I want a simple Liberians or the other people who understand the simple English. Samuel Tuwe just told everybody in Liberia that Gosingbe Gafuna, the final minister of the Republic of Liberia, President Nahono Joe Boata, he can lie. He lied to the public that he cancelled harmonization, which of course it was not true. That all that thing you were reading today, it just all about what telling people that Gosingbe Gafuna, the final minister of the Republic of Liberia, that information in Kingway is false and is misleading. That one is clear. I want for Liberia to understand it. Anywhere they hear in the various corners and street in Liberia, they must tell the people say that you were lying to the public. That one. Number two, the issue that has to do with the demolition of the people's property down there. Then the thing that has to do with the demolition of the people's property down there. You know what I mean? Liberia, as we speak, you just take people. Why you are going to be in the ring theater? How the people life are going to be?
Yeah.
For the president, I just got information on the president, the former president, which is George Manuel Weah. He told the people that he will give them 2 years at a place that they will be able to be, so they can be able to further their case. But can you imagine who representative for this state? He was on the scene when the people were destroying the area, and people ran to him. Look at the war for him more. Lord, the Lord and the law. I know that the new word the poor get because we use that black war, and the former speaker that war, the Lord and the law. You were representative. You have 3 cardinal issues. That is it. Oh, fine. You're supposed to tell the people who demolishing the area, say you're poor to the area who want to get inquiry for the issue. Let us see. But again, we heard that, oh yeah, and it's an information that he took 60,000 and he one of those he eat money for that place. So that case is going to the speaker calling for that case. I think I just
who gave you that info that the Metro 60,000?
Oh yeah, that the information yesterday people are calling on the talk show. There information. That begin talking about the Princeton. I lived in Project Bureau for 28 years. Princeton Bureau right in my hand in the 80s. That begin down there. He knows me when you hear my voice and you know how they want talking. I'm not somebody who can have the other corner. I'm not somebody who can talk straight to the people. So this is not. Look at the people down there. They are children going to school. They just go to school. Everything damaged. Why are people thinking of that? Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, Chief. Let's hear from Representative Priscilla Cooper, not about the demolition in Saytown, 5th and 6th Street, but 72nd. She opted for a hearing on that, and her colleagues, she was denied, and she will vent out her frustration.
To exercise, eminent to me, there are steps to follow to exercise so that we take those those places. If the places are not for them, there are also steps to follow. Even if someone is on your land illegally, they restore some dignity. Don't just charge them off and remove them from the barrier. Today is the last day, and so I brought this letter on the floor so that we would call those people involved, from the security apparatus. I understand this is a sensitive issue. And so I wasn't requesting that they come in plenary for open plenary. Call them. We run on committees in this house. Call them in committee room. Let's understand the plight of our people is very essential. And to that is missing, and I'm so disappointed. I'm very disappointed. And I just spoke with the speaker. He's going to correct whatever mistake he made and make sure the dignity, of our people is restored.
Did he give you any reason how he intend to correct?
It's a sensitive matter. I understand, but it shouldn't have gone the way it would. Give us the opportunity to speak, especially when you represent people. People carry different narratives. If they don't, I've been having a couple of meetings, and because I'm not going to the press or not saying anything, so they say like, oh, she doesn't care for her. But when it comes here, we represent these people. The plight need to be spoken on, and that's what we're trying to do. But I hope we correct the situation and make sure some dignity is restored.
Exactly. That's what you do. You intervene. You get involved. It is a crisis. The guys, the people at 72nd Barracks, they too going through there. And that's why she's speaking to the Liberians in Satan, 4th Street. They are Liberians. Their representatives will show no concern whatsoever. You can treat your fellow human beings like this. But I just thought that if this was on the brink of elections, Unity Party finished, but it will still haunt Unity Party. It will still haunt. But I just wish that this was on just a year to the elections. But we have things unfolding. We have things unfolding going into 2029, and the people will capitalize on it. Yes, whether Unity Party likes it or not. The people. Let's have a listen again.
The people's curse in Africa. The problem isn't the leader, it's the people. That's the truth Africa has avoided for too long. We love to shout change every election, yet our hearts remain the same. We expect new results from the same broken mindset. We remove one man and replace him with another molded from the same soil of greed, ignorance, and impatience. From Nigeria to Kenya, from Zambia to South Africa, from Ghana to Congo, the story repeats like an old drumbeat that never changes its rhythm. Africa doesn't suffer from a lack of leaders. It suffers from a lack of citizens who think. We treat politics like a football match. We wear party colors like jerseys and scream for our team to win, not for our nation to rise. We celebrate thieves because they come from our tribe. We defend failures because they share our tongue. And when the country falls apart, we act shocked, as if we didn't vote for the very hand that now chokes us. We say we want change, but we want it fast, instant like coffee. We want overnight success without discipline, without sacrifice, without time. But no real change grows overnight. It takes seasons of sweat, pain, and patience. Even the best leader cannot build in a land where citizens destroy faster than they repair. You cannot plant mangoes and expect oranges. And yet, that's the curse of our continent. We build illusions and call them dreams. We fall for promises that sound sweet, ignoring the bitter medicine of truth. Politicians know this. That's why they lie. Lies sell faster than truth because truth demands work. Truth offends the lazy, it exposes the comfortable. Democracy, as we practice it, has become a theater of deception, a system designed to enslave the very minds it promised to free. The ballot has become our new chain. Every few years we line up to vote, not for vision, but for faces. Not for progress, but for revenge. We think replacing a man will replace our condition. But the real prison is not State House. It's the mind of the African voter. Look around. Every African country repeats the same cycle. Corruption, outrage, elections, hope, disappointment, then silence. We blame presidents for potholes but refuse to pick up trash outside our homes. We curse the government for unemployment but celebrate shortcuts and fraud. We expect heaven from leaders while living like devils in our own small spaces. And yet the truth remains. No leader can save a people unwilling to save themselves. Real change begins when citizens grow up. When they read, think, question, and work. Not just when they complain. When they build communities before building slogans. When they understand that government is not a savior, but a reflection of the people. Africa doesn't need more elections. It needs continuity, accountability, and citizens who act like owners, not spectators. The greatest revolution is not in the streets, it's in the mind. The day Africans stop waiting for rescue, that will be the day we rise. Until then, we remain trapped not by bad leaders, but by our own illusions. The enemy is not at the top. The enemy lives within us. And until the African changes his mind, no constitution, no election, no foreign aid will ever set him free.
So we go this way, then we get into Weah returns. Told the presidency 2029. Yes, that's what they want us to feel. That's how they want us to think. But we are not stupid. All right. So let's go. Weah returns to the presidency 2029. Progress is in place. Unity Party is doing well, campaigning for him. But I think they're getting tired with their cliches now. They have now gone to when by the time we get into the 10th year, they will have nothing to say. I was walking, going around the Broad Street area, passing in front of Ambition, the entertainment center just behind Water and Sewer. And the guides were sitting drinking. They were talking. So I was just passing through. And then I just heard this voice say, the papa doing well. Let's see. Let's see the 10th year. But I think he's doing well. The tone in which it was said, you wouldn't sense that enthusiasm. Then there's this experience too on Randa Street. When was it? I think it was some part of last week. Yeah, it was in the evening. We're strolling. Something happened just around that time, man. And then they were talking about Bwaka. Oh, so I didn't know that Randa Street, majority of the ladies that sell over there, you don't care Bwaka, I think, to them. It was that evening I got to know. Just passing through. Something happened, man. They were talking. Yeah, I think a lady was talking about Bwaka. Something happened. They were talking, trying to tell Bwaka doing this, Bwaka doing that. The responses were so bad off. You had this, tell your Bwaka from here that your president, you're moving from here. Our president are George Weah. Oh, the market with me. Then the other group coming from the intersection going down. They too, they join there. You tell your Bwaka from here. Bwaka are your president. The man who displays all your people and run behind all. Oh, I say, oh, okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Let's keep it up this way. So, if you can do a survey, and I think Unity Party supporters, they've seen that indirect survey. They did not, or they are not doing direct survey. Direct survey is where you go, you meet the person, say, oh, Sam Andrews, and we're doing X, Y, Z. What is your position on this? You speak to the person face to face. They gave you your response. Indirect survey is by observation, listening. So you hear more. Then you can ask. You see, then you can ask. They know from indirect survey that Weah resonates. The name Weah is strong around them, in their surroundings. They claim not to be the talking type, meaning they don't showcase. But whenever people are talking about Weah and Weah coming back, they come out. And when they say something, you get several responses in less than no time from seditions. That's how you get to know that seditions are all over. It's from my observation. Just disguise yourself. Be in the midst of people. Just observe gathering. You will get to realize that out of 10 persons, 9 out of that 10 for George Weah. Get into another place. 6, 4 out of that 10 George Weah supporters. Just do that indirect survey. I have done it. That's why I thought to use that for the caption, Weah returns. It is the same as the opinion polls that people, but this is a direct observation, something you're seeing for yourself. It's not anybody sitting on a radio station and then somebody will say, okay, let me give the impression. No. This one, I prefer the indirect survey. The direct survey is good. Direct survey on radio station, what they call opinion polls, direct survey on the field, what they call view sampling. But I tend to believe indirect survey more, just from observation. You sense truth. You sense the real person. You see the real supporter. You seeing them with your eyes. You understand. You hear them expressing and how they express themselves. Just do that. And some of you know in your community and just everywhere you see that. 2 out of 2 George Weah, meaning 2 persons, those 2 persons, they go for George Weah. If you would do a sampling, views sampling from one street to another, just say, we're doing this. We take it from Broad Street to Randall Street, Front Street, Carey Street. We just cover most part of Central Monrovia. At the close of the day, when you hear Weah number in what the Englishmen call stratospheric, meaning very high, then don't believe me. If you don't hear a very high number, do you know that the radio views sampling and online view samplings, do you know that Weah has won most of them? And Boakai down came second, followed by the other people. Who ever thought, given what United Party people said and the way they campaign, that at this point Weah will be beating Boakai in view sampling? That tells you the people are tired. And there are supporters of George Weah who you will not hear. You will not hear them talking. You will not hear them arguing. This number is large. That category is large. You may think, or Unity Party supporters may think that George Weah, most of his supporters have left him, so he does not have a strong base. That group, you will not hear them talking, arguing like we do. You will not hear them saying anything. But within themselves, they know. They know. The same way Boakai get those kinds of people too. But I'm talking about Weah. They all, well, you'll not see them arguing here and there. But when they are together, When they are together, they know each other. You hear expression like this, but what can stop the former president from coming back? He has everything. What really is Joseph Boakai doing or President Boakai doing that former President Weah cannot come back? You hear this kind of mature conversation amongst them. They intellectualize amongst themselves, maturely. I told you of the official, the former official in Weah's government, what he said that he cannot criticize Weah on anything. As much as the government was not 100%, there are things that happen politically. There's some leadership decisions weren't right. But he cannot join that bandwagon to come out to condemn George Weah because he was part of the system. To condemn Weah or vilify Weah is not to say that Weah is the bad man or was the bad man, but that the future, no one knows. What did he say? He said George Weah is loved by the people. He has the people, and that the people can bring him back to power. He said it is not what government officials are saying, not what government official, meaning the current government officials. He said it is not what they are saying that can stop George Weah from coming. He said as the people, they have George Weah. They love the man. The man lives within them. No one knows the future. He kept on saying, I can't criticize George Weah. I don't know how the future would be tomorrow. Just do a sample or view sampling. Indirectly, I'm not saying ask anybody. Me, I don't ask people whether you are seditious or not. No, whether you support George Weah or not. I don't ask people. I only observe. I listen to conversation. Sometimes a conversation is good. It helps. You just listen to them conversing. Let something pop up politically. And then you hear. If there are 4 or 5 persons in that conversation, or 2 or 3, you get to know we are supporters from the rest. It's as simple to understand. And with such number, it is not decreasing. It is increasing. It is increasing. Weah's number is not decreasing. You're not saying we are moving from here and there. Once in a while you hear we are talk. It is based on that some of the people can say, oh, we are weak. Oh, our standard bearer, you're not talking. Because people used to leader talking every now and then. Nothing absolutely has dwindled or reduced on George Weah. Instead, his popularity has increased. And his popularity will increase. Weah still maintains everything. He was in opposition to the presidency, of the presidency, returning to the presidency. He still maintains no politician in this country wields the support of the people than George Weah. Again, we will sound like a broken record, but that is the reality. The people of this country love George Weah and they see him as that person who can give them a new life. Unity Party people may think that it doesn't make sense or we are not making sense. Yes. But the reality proves us right. Nothing can stop we are from returning to the presidency. We are in the third year of the government. If you listen to the news on yesterday, if you did listen to King's news at 6 o'clock, the head of NEC, the same thing I've been telling you. The woman said it. She said they've having meetings here and there. They are training people. They are doing a lot more. She said they are preparing for 2029. That's what she said. They are preparing for 2029. The clock is ticking. The government don't have much time. George Weah has enough time. Weah doesn't have to prove any point to anybody. He only needs to get ready. It is the government who has the responsibility. The burden, the weight is on the government, not on George Weah. All Weah needs to do, which he is doing, is to plan. The government and Joseph Yeman Boakai got the burden on them to prove already things are not working, lies all over the place, but it is unto them. The clock is taken in favor of George Weah. It's not taken in favor of Joseph Yeman Boakai. By the time we hit the middle of 2026, you're going to hear the National Elections Commission submitting a budget for the elections. You're going to hear political parties saying this, saying that. You're going to hear NEC calling political parties to a meeting. Everything going to be 2029. The government now will still be giving rhetorics. You heard the first set of rhetorics. The finance minister say the MCC money will be used for electricity. You don't get the money yet, though. Then you have already projected. It is not a surety. Anything can happen at any time. It is not because the people came here and placed Liberia in the category of eligibility to give the government the impression or surety that it is about to get money. In fact, the government does not even know. Yet, does not even know the amount, whether it will be 300 million, 200 million, 500 million. They ain't even know. But because they know that time will not or is not in their favor, and if nothing happens in 2026, nothing can happen 2027, 2028. Time isn't in the government's favor. Don't be misled. Don't be fooled. No, time is not in government favor. Time is in George Weah favor. George Weah does not have to prove any point to anybody, anything called country. He only needs to prepare, and that's what he is doing. It is the government now has that responsibility. That is why you hear them say, oh, we're doing the other one. We'll do the other one. And the other one days and that. Why? Because they would not want votes to be swayed from them. So they are all over preaching. George Weah don't have to preach. He only needs to prepare. The government is preaching rhetorics. A finance minister is he is delivering his sermon all over. When we have agreed. Yeah, that was he said. He said we have agreed, the government have agreed, MCC money, all of MCC money will be used for energy. You don't get the woman yet. Then you talking how the woman will be, how you will do this, you will do that. So the woman ain't show up. Yeah, look, you can see all of these lies are working for Weah's good. They got nothing actually convincing or nothing to prove. You don't get money. The first government in the history of this country to demonstrate such immaturity. Governments of the past, they waited, they received before. It's not bad to have a plan in place, but you don't want to disclose it until you can receive, because anything can happen, that money can be withdrawn, or they can say because of XYZ, sorry, we can't provide XYZ to Liberia, even though you qualify, you are placed in a category of eligibility, but because of XYZ, we can. So why will you come back to tell your people? You lie that the economy is moving 18 hours when the economy is practically dead. The lifeblood of the economy, energy, electricity, is not regular. And you know that very well. That's why you say the money coming from the American government, MCC, will go to energy. Bunch of rhetorics. They are favoring Weah. Everyone needs to prepare, that's all. Just preparation. Just preparation. In this case, you tell me, let me ask you. You tell me, what Weah needs to do? Weah don't need to engage into anything development. No. Weah don't need to engage, and nobody should expect development from Weah. What if Weah will only do if the former president will try to do anything like intervention, meaning where he can save people's lives, where he can give relief, where he can give hope. That's what he can do. But he cannot move to build house, to build government, to build structure for government, to build bridge to end. No. Everyone know he was there, he did. When you're in opposition, you can only make interventions, but you can take on national responsibility, because that's not you there. When he was in opposition, he didn't have to do. When he got there, he did. When Bouaka was in opposition, Bouaka didn't have to do. Bouaka there now, he's doing because he is the one who stood up and said, I, Joseph Yema Bouaka, do solemnly swear that I will uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. He was the Joseph Bouaka who said, so help me God, meaning this covenant to fulfill is sealed. The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. The mind game has been neutralized. The mind game from Unified is not working. So we coming to use the mind game over the days you will hear, you will see. We were successful in neutralizing Unity Party mind game propaganda that we are not coming back. When I return to the presidency, we neutralize it. That statement means only one thing, that we as government, we have the guns, we have the jailhouse, we have the money, we have everything. We use all our military might, police might, monetary might against this man. That statement, only one meaning it has. That is why you don't use such a statement in a fragile culture of ours. That statement means we will introduce the Ugandan style. We introduce the Cameroonian style. We introduce the Guinea style. We introduce the Malayan style. That's what it means. That statement has been neutralized. And they know they're not using it again. They thought they could use that to play on the people and put the people against George Weah. But nobody, no government official can put anybody against George Weah, except George Weah does not have his own propaganda institution. Except George Weah does not. And that will be a disadvantage. But it is not a disadvantage. It is an advantage for George Weah. He has his propaganda arm. And that's how you neutralize. President Bouakai has his propaganda arms. Radio Bushro, that is owned by Unity Party Dillon, Unity Party Yomblikanga Lawrence. President Bouakai has his propaganda arm, Punch FM, that is owned by Unity Party Daha Stewart, Patrick Horner. President Bouakai has his Unity Party propaganda arm, Joy FM, that is owned by Representative Emmanuel Dan, whom has thrown his support on the lap of President Joseph Yema Bouakai. Advantage for them. Former President George Weah has his propaganda to counter. That is the role of this radio station. If former President Weah did not have it, then I will tell you the propaganda or the mind game will have worked. Everything they say. And they know that very well. They know that if we say this, and we have said this, they're going to counter. Why? They think because they know the propaganda arm of Weah exists. Go in other countries. See. We're not running. We're not countering yet. No. Go in other countries. 24/7. The government is on fire from the opposition, especially the leading opposition. They're on the radio 24/7 with different programs, putting the government under pressure, the government wondering. And President Bouakai said he can listen to radio. You're asking. So he can listen, he can watch Class Reloaded. So when he Minister of Finance on, he can watch him to hear what he's talking. Well, he can. He can. Our own can listen. Because as leader, you have to. The chief propagandist is the political leader himself. He leads that. You tell me, when last you heard this expression that they were using often? When last you heard that expression? We are not coming back. He messed the country up. He will never come back. The Ministry of Information and Jeremy Pierre that was running with it, followed by the other people, they drop it. they drop it. And this is why they drop it. We give the meaning of it. We share the meaning with the public. That it simply, the only definition means we will do everything to cheat George Weah so that he does not get it. Everything, will do everything. Everything will go against him so that he, George Weah, does not get it. And when you begin to say that, and you say that with no remorse whatsoever, you say that with not thinking about the repercussions. It means want to plunge the country into something else. There are certain statements that you don't make. If you say the leading opposition politician, the leading opposition leader would not return to the presidency, it's not a reference that the person does not have the ability, does not have the people, does not have the popular support. It's not to say that the person cannot return. It only means that you will do everything you can so that it doesn't happen. And this guy couldn't have put it any better.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency.
And then, if he couldn't have put it any better, that Weah is far above their tricks.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks.
We succeeded in neutralizing that statement. They're not using it again. They're not using it. Vast majority of the public, meaning those in the opposition, and even very many of their own supporters are uncomfortable with that statement. They know that they will do anything and everything they can. So they drop it. We neutralize it. What medium did we use? This. There are people on the radio. They're talking against Weah. They're not wrong, they are right, because that's what they've been paid for. That's why they are there. Equally, we are positioned to counter. We have all the ammunitions. If we didn't have, we would not be countering. Then when they say we are not coming back, when they say he messed the country up, nobody will say anything, then it will be going far and wide. But as the going far and wide, we are radio station is going far and wide the same way. Whatever audience they reach, we reach that same audience. When they give the information first, we come and counter that information. That is the essence of the radio station. That's what makes radio station very powerful. It is an advantage to George Weah, just as it is an advantage for Joseph Ima Boakai to have Bush Road, Yomli Kanga, Lawrence, and Senator Darius Dillon radio station at his disposal. It's an advantage for President Boakai to have Joy FM at his disposal. It's an advantage for him to have Punch FM at his disposal, not even talking about the state radio. Equally, it's an advantage of former President George Weah to have this medium. Tell you truth, if former President George Weah did not have this radio station, this 2029 we're talking about, their propaganda, Unity Party propagandas, to take over the place. The reason why the propaganda is not really resonating, because we are countering. We have the medium to counter. Moreover, they are shooting themselves in the legs because they are confused. When they come out with lie, presenting it as true, it is exposed. The lie is exposed. So there is confusion right there. Listen, this media institution going to get bigger and bigger with time. We have so much to do. We have so much. The intellectual battle for supremacy is gradually taking shape. Did you hear me? Well, I said the intellectual battle for supremacy, meaning the democratic fight to reach the finish line in 2029, is taking shape. They countering us, we countering them. They putting forth their policy, we counter the policy. We put forth our policy, they counter our policy. And as democracy, at the close of the day, who decide? The people. The people will decide. But we have to expose the people. We have to educate them. We're not educating them only about Weah's advancement, Weah's breakthrough, and every other thing. We also educating and exposing them to the lies, the excesses, the failures of the Unity Party government. And thanks to those people who are spreading out, those great ladies, supporters of George Weah, I see them on social media. They are fighting, they are engaging, they are exposing those men. They are so great. They're hitting. While we're hitting from the radio, they are hitting from the social media. And that's how it ought to be. Whatever you can do, do it. Just maintain your composure. Send the information across. Don't get vexed with anybody. Don't show anger. Don't insult anybody. They will try to trick you. You have to understand the mind game. When you are in a warfare, when you are in a battle, your opponent will say things, your opponent will do things to upset you. But if you are sensitive to these things and you maintain your composure, you know how to counter them. They say things to us. Personally, I have received a lot. Central Moreover, everywhere I go, call a CDC journalist, you in gathering, they'll say, CDC journalist, carry to your Kings FM, you and your AB William, your all. So, listen, I don't get vexed. We join in a conversation and say, yes, that's what we are. And you know what happened? Day two, it breaks them down. it breaks them down to get into laughter too. You know, I'm proud of my identity. They can call me, bring me, oh, you CDC channel, oh, you go sit down, you and AB, you're saying all kind of thing. You just go sit down on that radio, you just say all kind of thing. I say, yes, but that's who we are. And they get weak. Maturity. I say, yes, that's who we are. Except they don't have the people on their own radio station saying the same thing. That's the only way it will sound provoking to me. But I see it as a compliment, as a compliment, as long as we're doing what is right for the country. They think when they say those things that they are demeaning us. They get other people to be looking at us. I respond. I say, yes, that's who we are. And we accept it as a compliment. Compliment means praise. As long as we are doing what is right for the country. That's how you engage people. Let's do it. It's not easy, but just be strong mentally. You don't need to be strong physically. You only need to be strong mentally. And how you get strong mentally? You talk less, you reason more. The more you reason, you have some kind of logic coming from you to them, and you neutralize them. We are returns to the presidency 2029. Thank you. That's all the time we've got to be with you for today, Tuesday. The world's greatest, best clinical team is playing FC Barcelona. Yeah. What Jacqueline? Jacqueline, say my beating loading. Jackie Jack. Jacqueline say my beating loading. I know Jacqueline a Real Madrid fan. We hear that a Real Madrid people there. No problem, Jackie. But you will get a result before the game can even end. I see you. Join us, please. The news is on at 6 o'clock. Join us for the news at 6. And then at 8 this evening, you know exactly what it is. The doctor himself is in, the light of the nation, the teacher of the land, the evangelist, the Anthony at law. A.B. William will face the issues. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. Yes, if God permits, we're back tomorrow. This is how we go home on the show. Yeah. Oh, is it? It will be Aussie. FCB, what's greatest? Where is my guy? Where is my guy? Where is my guy? This is how we go home. Where is my guy? They say, oh, the men are making music again. Oh, the men, all the presidents say, you're not making music. George, we are. Look, the men, nature can change. You can see the man. The man went around the country. Me, you see how the man went. The men are making music. The man who now is more sociable. We can see nothing from our president. Our president not sociable. Our president just like stingray. Everything just, oh, come on. You drop your other thing, man. Oh, yeah, look, anyway, you love George Weah. And you know, the man is loved. So our man can do nothing. Yeah, he said the man not playing music again. The man not making music. The man are musician. You're not dancing. So what your man doing now? You got to show what your man doing. Your own man is anti-social. The man is just corner. He just sitting down one place. He can't even shake. Just a stingray. I see you, man. I see you. This is how we go home. Yes, the doctor. You see the man. Yes, the doctor. The man nature get changed. The man. That's who George Weah is. in the presidency, of the presidency, the man is just normal. I see you.
It's a redemption day.
Wagwan must struggle.
Wagwan revolution.